as well in there.
Yeah, who played 1.5 games.
All right. I'm just saying he's not better than.
Hey. Saul even admitted this on yesterday's show. Saul even agreed with me on yesterday's show. Saul said he's better than Jacob Cowing.
Well, Saul also thinks that
I don't think so at all.
Saul also thinks Shadur is better than Noah. He's wrong. That doesn't mean anything. We will not take any of this, Jacob Franklin. Anyways, I was giving you compliments, and you come back with a howitzer to the face.
That ASU
vibe. Tell us about Badger, and so I'm just telling the people that you're just, wrong.
All right. All right, Jacob, it's okay. You are bringing the thunder, but we don't like that. Anyways, now, you know what today is brought to you by? I was doing Jacob Franklin's job. OG's Brands. Welcome to the PHNX Wildcats show. Shout out to OG's Brands, the official sponsor of Flavoring Fridays. Head on over to ogsbrands.com to see their full lineup, including the newest gummies, the OG's Naturals, the Big OGs, and find out where you can find them or where you can purchase. All right, now let's get to Elijah Badger. By the way, Mary Ruth Farrell, who basically spams every single one of my YouTube shows about not liking me. We will talk about your critiques about me, Mary Ruth. But the great Mary Ruth Farrell. But sure, Elijah Badger. If people have been listening to the PHNX Wildcats podcast, which they should have, then you would know that if he were to ever enter the portal, Arizona was going to be a very, very real possibility. Now, there's a number of connections. There are a number of connections here. He is obviously close with Bobby Wade. Arizona very much wants him. It's easy to sell him being, dude, look at everybody that's been across from T-Mac. You got a quarterback that can get you the ball. And whether it's Jacob Cowing, Dorian Singer, guys have put up real numbers. So we got to put that there. Arizona's got a very real chance here, Jason Shearer.
Yeah, I said it right when he entered the portal, and I think ASU fans thought I was joking. But he is very close to Bobby Wade. Mm-hmm. They developed a good relationship there at ASU, and Bobby Wade called him immediately, and they've been recruiting him. And there's rumors where he's going to go where the most money is, but I'm not sure that's necessarily the case. If that is the case, he'll go to Florida, maybe Washington, but Arizona's getting him on campus tomorrow, I believe. And so, they got a shot. They really do. I mean, there's something to be said for a relationship that's already there in a very clear role at Arizona.
He's got a very clear role. And the other thing that is also the other thing that I think is also going to be very appealing to him is that Arizona very much wants him and the players very much want him. A lot of times when you get players in here, then some of the other guys, like a running back, let's be honest here. If I'm not sure, and I have no problem with this, but I'm not sure how much Quali Conley probably wanted Damian Martinez to come to the U of A for reasons. I mean, I get it, but T-Mac wants this dude here. He makes T-Mac's job easier. And on top of that, Noah Fafita very much wants him as well. There has always been a connection. And the biggest thing that they can sell, and this is going to be something the coaching staff is going to sell him big, is that we've got that number 2 spot open for you right now. You want to be in the NFL in a year. It's an enticing option. It really is. And he gets to be with a wide receiver coach that he very much trusts.
Yeah, there's a big difference in college football. I remember when my dog. Remember when Arizona was recruiting extra wide receivers under the previous staff, and people were like, "Why are they recruiting so many receivers?" Well, the recruiting guy at the time said basically that what you notice in college football is if you have 2 elite receivers, it changes everything. Right. Because teams don't have 2 elite defensive backs for the most part, unless you're like Georgia or Alabama or whatever. If Arizona adds Badger, all of a sudden, like T-Mac and Badger, someone is getting open. Someone is getting single covered, and someone is getting open. It's probably Badger, but he's going to also make T-Mac's life easier. It's very appealing. I mean, you have a good quarterback that you know that you're not going to get double teamed or whatever like you did at ASU. It's not a big move, obviously. Right. You know the position coach. There's a lot going for him. And as Alexis said, you don't have Jeff Sims on your roster.
You do not have Jeff Sims. We will talk about – I got to put that in the notes. We will talk about Jeff Sims a little bit later on as well. Very good call, Alexis. Very good call. But the other thing, too, that Arizona felt from the beginning, though, and again, I need to be careful here. These situations, as we say, are fluid. But they 1,000% knew that they would have a real chance here. And tomorrow's going to be big. You look at the other schools too, and this is another thing that Arizona has going for it as well. You can literally sell him on that spot opposite the best wide receiver in the country with a quarterback that is going to be able to get you the ball. You look at Florida, you're probably going to have a freshman quarterback this coming year. You look at Washington, it's smelly, it's rainy, and it rains. You've also got a Will Rogers or possibly Damon Williams throwing you the ball. I like Damon Williams, but he's also not Noah Fafita. He's a freshman. If you're looking for a one-stop shop, besides just a Circle K, you are going to the University of Arizona. We will find out. But again, it's going to be an interesting one to find out here, though, Sheer, but they're very much in it.
Yeah, and like Joseph is asking, no, Arizona doesn't have the coin to compete. If it comes down to money, he's not going to Arizona, right? I feel comfortable saying that. He's going to go to Florida or Washington. But there's more to it than that. We're going to find out. Like, we really are. If it comes down to relationship, Arizona's right there. The fact that they're getting him on campus, in my opinion, is a big deal. They actually have a very nice weekend with visitors this weekend, and we're going to see what happens.
You got to remember as well that if it was all about there's a lot of dudes on this team that it's not just about money. T-Mac can make more money elsewhere. Just telling you, T-Mac could make more money elsewhere. But if you're if you want to make dollars by making sense, you might want to come to the University of Arizona, my friend. And as far as who Arizona would lose, I don't know. But
the portal's not open, so no one.
Yeah, but that's still something you worry about. Maybe you lose Montana, and then you've got although I don't think that's ever happening here. But then you got Malachi Riley in there as well. So
I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I'm going to sound like a jerk. Clearly, Bobby Wade wasn't wholly impressed with Arizona's wide receivers. Right?
I get it.
Because I can tell you right now, talking to sources, right? They got Murphy. We know that. They're going after Badger. We know that. I'm pretty sure I'm confident saying that they would take Badger and Keon Graves from Ohio State.
Wait a second. We were going to get to Keon Graves.
I talked to some people.
You said last night they wouldn't take both. When
I said I don't know why they would, but they would. So obviously, besides T-Mac, it gives off the vibe, right, that they're not completely thrilled with Arizona's wide receiver group.
Let's talk about Keon Graves here for a second. Sheer, you were wrong on Keon Graves, my friend. You were wrong, although I was wrong initially on Keon Graves, so we were both wrong. I didn't even know what position he played at this point 10 months ago. By the way, shout out to your senior editor, Scott Schlittenhart, for breaking some of the Keon Graves news a while back. Arizona would 1,000% take the Ohio State transfer. Sheer tried telling me no last night via text. I have the text messages, Jason.
No, you're right. They have 12 scholarships, and they have a good amount of receivers. But again, obviously, Bobby Wade isn't thrilled with the group that they have. And I don't blame him. There wasn't a receiver like Badger is proven, right? The only proven wide receiver in camp was T-Mac. And A.J. Jones had his moments, and Riley had his moments, and Hyatt had the moments, but there's also moments where they disappeared. I think if you can add a player, like what's the worst that can happen, right? Keon Graves comes in and he's not very good. Or he comes in and he's really good, and all of a sudden you have a 1 or 2 receiver when Badger and T-Mac leave.
And just because somebody doesn't play at Ohio State means nothing to me. That's why, again.
Yeah, I don't care about that. That means nothing.
Care about that.
I want players that don't play at Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State.
We will
come to Arizona.
Our guy BBN, perfect example of this. Oh, by the way, this is something very important, and we need to be very clear about this. It is smelly, rainy Seattle because the smelly part offends them more than the rainy part. So it is smelly, rainy Seattle. That is where it is. That is what it is. We need to be very, very clear about that. All right. So Arizona looking at 2 wide receivers. They would take both of them. I am very glad that Jason Shear has come around on this. Very, very glad, Jason Shear. Now,
I just get facts, Mike. That's what I do.
All right. Now, we got to talk about Jayvon Cole. Talked with somebody that would know today. And got to be very, very clear about this. Jayvon, this is not an Elijhah Badger situation where how do I put this? Where you knew that you have a very, very real chance the second he enters the portal. Jayvon Cole, you might say, Mike, who's Jayvon Cole? Isn't that rapper that was in the battle with Kendrick Lamar and then dissed his? That was good. I did that off the top of my head too. That was good. That was funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Will you laugh?
I'll laugh at you.
All right, fine. That's what most people do, including Mary Ruth Farrell. But Jayvon Cole is somebody that Arizona very much is going to try to get on campus. He is really, really good. He played, obviously, for Brent Brennan last year at San Jose State. He can go pretty much anywhere he wants. He can go to Texas. He can go to Michigan State. Arizona has much of the same sales pitch that we have a number 2 spot open right opposite Tacario Davis. You know how I'm going to coach. You want to be in the NFL in a year, and they believe they're going to be able to get him on campus. Now, you get him on campus, anything can change. That's going to be a fluid situation, but Arizona is very much going after Jayvon Cole. We will see what happens. But again, he's going to be taking his visits. He's going to be going to Texas, Michigan State, and he's probably going to go to other places as well. But he would be very, very nice to have, Jason Shearer.
He's really good. I would be surprised if he comes to Arizona, to be honest. It's one of those positions, and we've talked about it before, tackle and corner are probably the 2 positions that are the going rate, the high rate in the transfer portal. He is a very good corner. He's visiting Auburn, Texas, Michigan State. You can kind of see where this is going, right? And what type of school he's going to choose. It would be awesome if Arizona gets him on campus. I'm not even sure they will. I think this one is kind of the situation where you hope you get him on campus, you hope you get him, but if you don't, it's kind of staring you right in the face as to why not.
But they are after him, though, and I felt that I did feel I needed to say that.